Now the instructions on the assembly here look to be wrong. Left arm 66. 66 is definitely an upper side. I want to make sure I get all of these right. This chair goes together terribly easy. There's a little hinge on each side, and basically the parts just go there and latch in down below. All you got to do is make sure you got the right part in the right place. So I've been putting the piece on that little pivot. Hold it there for a second while the glue dries, and make sure this is definitely against the seat itself, because these holes here are where some tabs are going to go right there. Let's throw the top piece on. Again, just hook that right there, swing it up into place. They should fit snugly against it. Now that that's done, we'll take the little floor piece here, and it seems to only fit one direction so far. There we go. That wedges on nice. Be careful you don't break that pin there, as it tightens way down. Let's bring that piece back up in place. Put this one back in place. And then we'll glue the back on. This is notched as well. It only goes in one way. But first, we'll take a razor blade to the edge here. So this is a cool little design. Put a little more glue down in here. On this chair, a little glue did get in on the inside seam there and got on the chair surface. Looks like this one's okay. That's it. This looks really nice. It's a really good black. It's definitely convincing for leather. It's got a nice sheen to it. So with the backs of these chairs done with silver Sharpie, paint would probably look a little better than that, but we'll go with that for now. We can always paint it later. Still don't know what these two pieces are, 68. I'm going to glue these two little pieces together really quick, just to make sure that it's harder to lose them. There's very little black on this. And then if I'm sure I'm ready with that command computer, monitor, console, whatever's going on over there, I'll glue this piece in. But for now, it looks like this has little black eye pieces, just like that. One of these buttons should be red, it turns out. So we'll put that back in the pile there. And next up, we'll do a little more silver. In the color corrections, it says that this is all silver edged. I am not surprised by that. Definitely adds a nice touch. But let's get the sharp point Sharpie here. One thing about this piece, I was worried about filling in this area here, but it turns out it is supposed to be a gap like that. Once I finish all these braces here, there's some top silver that needs to be done. Just give some of these a second pass. It's the very top of this line that goes silver. And this trick is working pretty good so far. Nice. Do that on this piece too here. Definitely rotating the piece in place and not moving your pen is the way to go doing this. So at this point, all I got to do is the little control panel for that, and it's done. And it turns out the control panel is 1706 with a couple colors on the panels. So there's no other way to do that. Well, then again, so it occurs to me that I may be missing up to two of these. However, I may have already glued them into one of the clear wall spots. I'll check on that a little later. It would have been a little short-sighted because it is a lot easier to paint these right now while they were still on the sprue. Did a little bit of yellow painting. Oh, and it looks like I'll be redoing it. But this piece looks really nice. That's just aluminum Sharpie or silver Sharpie with the yellow details on top there. Fire extinguishers. Ew, the fire extinguishers are all primed and drying in the paint booth, as is the red ball. Okay, so I went ahead and did a few of these smaller pieces here. Really straightforward stuff. Just hand brushed all the red on there. Once that was dry, I took the silver Sharpie, did all the details. Looks perfect. This piece here, I just kind of faked what was really there. This piece looks really nice with those yellow buttons. I gotta say that. I was worried they'd look too bright and fake, but definitely looks nice. I've been test fitting this wall here, and I've got to redo that yellow there probably a few times. Lights go in the rest of that, I think. Otherwise, this piece is just about set pretty much, oddly enough, or surprisingly so. The one thing I want to make sure I do on camera here is the stripe that goes along this. In the correction sheets they have, there's one color. It looks like there's probably, it's a side shot. It looks like there's probably 2 stripes going along the length. I'm not probably going to get that here, but let's see what we can do. One Sharpie in place and rotate it up. Something like that. It definitely could have been gentler, but let's see if I can actually change that a little. Yeah, I think I can fix that. And I probably should have been doing this with my magnifying glasses down. It's a little rough, but it's the right idea. Like I said, I got to go and do that other wall too, so let's take a look at that right now as well. I just want to cover up this little bit of black. Naturally, that's going to look green for a little while until I get a couple coats on there. Light reflection is definitely a factor here. Kind of tough to see. Yeah, I think I can round these out with just a little bit of strategically placed yellow. And I'm trying to go on really light so that I can hopefully coat it a little thicker a little sooner. The glare is definitely killer on this. I probably didn't show it off too well initially a second ago, but this top got really smooth yellow, and the way I did that, I was worried about it pooling, so I just blobbed on a lot in a lot of different sections and then hung it upside down, and I had just enough on to make the entire top coat really nice thickness. So that's all set there. What can I do for these guys here? That central circle, getting a thin black line there is really tough. I think I'm going to do, what I'm definitely going to do here is at least paint this whole reel over as yellow. Well, I may as well do it to this one too, in the center at least. I've got some technical pens. I should be able to get some fairly fine black lines with them. Even a place like Staples will either carry rapidographs, stratigraphs, Kohinoors. There we go. They come in 0.01 to, I think, 0.5 millimeter thicknesses. Choose the one you need. Now, I think a lot of these pieces are pretty close and ready to being ready and close to be put together. And I did do this with black pen or black paint initially, so this black Sharpie looks like a different color. But that's not too bad, and once I put some more silver back over this, it'll start looking better and better. Actually, this piece still needs to be painted, the sidewalls of it. This should use most of the last of my green.